Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at techtrader.com. It's Tuesday the 6th, and probably turnaround Tuesday today. What do you think? Sure looks like it to me. The markets had a plunge in the morning, as you can see, a nice pop in Fibonacci retracement, then a wedge form, then it broke out of the wedge and formed the three-wave corrected falling wedge, and we had a nice run to the close that finished it near the highs for the day. A spectacular session. Is this a bottom? Is the bottom in? I think so, but it's going to take some backing, filling, retesting, and maybe widening of the base, and we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, a lot of stocks we followed had wonderful days today. Let's look at a few. In particular, the marijuana stocks, ABCFF exploded from yesterday's low at 5 3/4 to today's high at 9 1/4. That's a big, big move. You can see it close at the high for the day going away, or within 3 cents of it. We might get a retest in the $10 range as early as tomorrow morning, maybe up to 12. We'll see. Some of the other marijuana stocks that we keep our eyes on, in particular, are TWMJF and PRMCW. Let's take a look at this one here. PRMCF, the Israeli marijuana growth company, Kronos, after plunging yesterday morning to 475, made it all the way back to 760 today. A nice pop, and you can see right at the declining tops on any further extension. And this might very well make a move up towards that 9, even 10 range. We'll keep our eye on that one. And lastly, TWMJF in that group, the monster of the midway. Did not have a good day yesterday, but today opened with a gap and ran up and closed up 365 or 19%. So good action there. A little bit below our volume. Not as excited on these as on these, but wanted to just show them to you. Patterns are quite unique. AMED. Oh, that's not on my list. Apps. Now, folks, as you know, I really love the chart in the stock. I like the story. I think technically this is a stock that's headed higher. Fundamentally, it must be headed higher. And I do think that eventually, in the next few months, we're going to see 4, 5, 6, etc. up in that zone. But for now, let's look for a run up to get up to that 265, 75 range. I think that kind of a 30-point run up in the next few days. And earnings are coming out too. Could be something that may occur. AQ, as you know, we've talked about in the site for the last couple of days, and after the pop and wedge in today's big move from 1292 to 1575, but a close up 175 at 1511. A good move today for sure. Broke out of the wedge. I'm looking for a move into the 16.5, 17 range. Based on the angle of ascent and the channel potential top, well, this could be 18.5 or 19 in the next few weeks, or even a few days. ARRY, one of the junior biotechs that I really like, popped out of a wedge today. Spectacular move of 219 or 15.5% on 10.5 million. The second biggest volume since September. So it looks pretty darn good. And at this point, I was very interested in this stock moving forward towards 19. The looks to me like the resistance at 19, if taken out, could lead to something in the low to mid 20s. FN, big day today. Exploded off the lows on big volume with 3.4 million. Took out this declining tops line and closed right at the main one going back 7 months. So for me, if this is an actual low, that's coming off the low with a $6 gain, up 5.95 today at 25%. Usually you'll see that kind of move trigger a more intermediate type move. So my initial target is going to be about 33. We get beyond that, we're looking for 37.8. FTNT. Also in that same group, the stock, after holding for about 5 weeks, exploded off the lows, and I think it's headed towards 50. Secondary target 53. Really nice long-term pattern. And looking at that structure, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th wave's underway, which could or should get it up to 50 or better. HTGM, love that base, breakout, retest, pop, and then another retest, and today was a nice reversal day. See this here? Getting all the way down to 310 and closing at 347. Upper fraction on the day with a green bar. Well, if this thing continues, we should get going higher. I'm looking for a move to the 4 1/4, 4.5 area. And beyond that, this thing's on its way to 6 and 8, in my opinion. IO. You can see that after multiple waves up, it's breaking back out again, and this stock looks like it's headed for retest at 24 and eventually 30 to 32 up in that zone. 13 days to cover, short. LITE popped out of its declining tops line too. They had good earnings. The stock really ran today. 10 million shares, up $9 or 21%. let's see if we can get this up through the 55 area where the near-term target is. Because once that occurs, we should see 60 and 65. MDXG rebounded $1.20, 1707, 7.5% gain. But more importantly, when the stock's coming down in a nice orderly fashion like this, reaches a support level there and the moving average is a trend line like this did, right there, and then reverses sharply in a engulfing bar, I think this one's headed higher. Looking for a test of the 18, 18.5 area first, and then 21. Medici Nova. Well, this one looks like to me that it had a big reversal day yesterday, but did not follow through and had an inside day positively today. That's a good sign. 13.7% gain. Obviously, we're going to be looking to see if this can get up through 11. Then you're looking at 13, 14. Loving MRTX. What a great looking chart in near and long term. I think this one pops and explodes. If it accelerates, which I think it's about to, watch this. I believe this is the new angle of acceleration. I also believe that this is now going to be the channel top area, right about there. So I'm looking for a move that gets us up towards 37.8. Watch out, this one could fly. OCLR with a big pop today. Now right to the declining tops line, but a gain of 21% on 19 million shares. The biggest volume on an update since way back in June tells me that this may make a run and try to take out 730, which is your near-term resistance right there. Beyond that, we also have 770. So that 730-70 zone, if gotten through, which could lead to much higher levels. 7 days to cover short. Riot, well, I think some of the blockchain stocks finally, after coming all the way down from 46 to under 10, rebounded smartly from today's off 1040 to 13.5, close to 1295 with 225. Nice gain. Volume picked up. It needs to do better than that, though. I'll look for this one to make a run of 15.5. If you get through that, then you're on your way again. Biotech TGTX came down and bounced 3 days ago, and yesterday got quiet, but today had an engulfing bar telling me this is going higher, especially if it gets through the spike high at 13.25 reached a week ago. That next target 15.25.5. And that's it for tonight, folks. This is HB signing off. Have a good evening.